Charles, the SHA conversation is important, healthcare is important, but we're talking about femicide and abductions here. Who is failing in this system?
Before I go to that, first of all, I must say that I'm shocked Irungu has said I'm not informed. I've worked with him for over 15 years in my capacity as a deputy spokesperson, as a spokesperson, and to my level, and he knows my capacity. I'm so shocked on how you operate. But it's normal in a debate for that to happen. I'm also happy that Professor has said that they are engaging the public, and they also gave the obligations during demonstrations. That is very good. My concern is not what you do quietly. My concern is what you do publicly and what you outburst on. I would just expect that, yes, there are mistakes made, there are mistakes done by individual police officers, and they must take responsibility. But equally, we also want to see what you are saying publicly, saying that police have done a good job, they have done this, but despite this, we still have this gap. It's very, very important, because you see, when we demonize them outrightly and we don't also look at how best we can support them. I remember when Mashari Njeru was the chairman of IPOA, one of the most important things he did was to carry out a research on the conditions of living of police officers. And he made very good recommendations, saying that police officers need to live in better environments. But I want to deviate a little bit, Omidi, and I want you to allow me deviate a little bit. Some of these programs you hear, like what the president famously talks about, the bottom-up economic model in his manifesto, they have genesis. One of the problems we have is that currently in Kenya, we are releasing almost 1 million people to the workforce yearly. People who have cleared fourth form, colleges, universities, almost 1 million yearly we are releasing to the workforce. Accumulatively, we have about 19 million workforce currently in Kenya. And out of this 19 million workforce, the formal employment, government and private sector, has only taken slightly under 3 million. That's about public sector about 900,000, private sector about 2 million. So we had about 16 million. We have about 16 million people remaining down, doing minor, the small, micro, and medium enterprises, majority. And it is said a few of them who are licensed, who can work properly on those small micro enterprises and medium enterprises, those who are properly licensed and doing good work can earn up to about 50,000 a month. But majority of the population out of these 16 million, these people, we have hawkers, subsistence farmers. These hawkers were not licensed, chased by councillors, carries, and so on and so forth. And that is why the sessional paper number 1 of 1986 had made a recommendation.
My good friend,
just a minute,
that
we put.
Can you connect this to abductions?
Yeah, I will. Now, I'm just saying I want to deviate.
Yeah.
Just a minute. I wanted to deviate a little bit, and I requested for that permission, and that is why I'm moving very fast. So I'm saying out of this large population, that is why you find that currently the government is trying to implement something which was recommended in 1986, when I think the president could have been 19, 20 years, either first year or in A level. And then now, the universal health care that she talked about, SHIF, is something which was started in the year 2000, but just implemented this year. And I wanted to say that we agree there are a lot of problems with it, but we have already moved. There are laws. We have already moved from NHIF to this one. Yeah. So I would request my sister professor that despite the challenges that we have in SHIF, we would request you to talk to as many people as possible that they register into this program. It's a very good program. And Omija, I wish you could give us one day soon, in less than 1 week,
done several
to
shows
talk about
the
Social Health Insurance Fund. It's a great thing. The primary health care is free, and there will be problems that will arise. But I can tell you, even if you are entitled for treatment in Nairobi Hospital, but if you get an accident, Uko in Lamu, I remember one PS a few years ago, may God rest her soul in peace, was shot in Lamu. So this program is looking for a situation where even those small clinics there will have ambulances, and we can be able to sustain you before we send a helicopter. It's a great program. I wish we will have time to discuss about it.
Yes.
And I relate social health, Irungu, to human rights.
Yes,
every person has a right to good health. A healthy nation is where we can produce. So we are saying some of these things, we need to discuss them as a family, as a country, as a nation, without being emotional, so that we ensure that at least the country can move to a certain level.
All right.
Lastly,
yes, very briefly,
the issue of abductions, the issue of femicide, the issue of killings. She talked about the criminal activities, the criminal reportings that have taken place. It is not irrelevant. There are so many crimes apart from this very bad 71 abductions. We say one life lost is a concern to every one of us. And I can tell you, none of us is safe from human rights abuse. Any of us can be abused. Any of our children can be abused. And I cannot afford to sit here to defend what is not appropriate. What we are talking about is, let's talk as a country, let's talk as a family, and let us be objective in what we are discussing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.